going on, you guys? It's your boy, Money Miles J, because when money talks, people listen. And today I have an extremely special guest. I happen to run into her by circumstance, but what call it fate, whatever you like to. But I am so glad that I was able to bump into this particular person. She is an artist. She does fantastic work. She is a great personality, and she's a Twitch streamer. Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Bexer. Welcome to the show.
Hey, hey, Myles. Hi. I'm
Hey,
so glad for you to have me here.
hey, I'm glad to have you. I got I usually have like I said before, I usually have like my close friends and people that I know on the
Hmm.
podcast. So it's a treat. It is a real big treat to have somebody that's
Different. Yeah,
yeah, different,
someone,
out of
someone like
norm.
out of your, yeah. No,
I,
yeah, I totally get you. It's an honor for me to be here. This is actually my first podcast. So
really.
I, yeah, I've never been in a podcast. I've always listened to like other artists. Like, well, I think I listened to 21 Savage. I listened to 6ix9ine and Lisa Ann, all those kinds of celebrities. I was like, yes, but I never thought that I would ever be in one. So I'm grateful.
So I'm grateful to have you. Anytime I can have somebody talented on my show, I'm always thankful. So
Yeah.
one of the first things that I always like to do whenever I bring anybody on is I want to make sure that they get to know you. So first question I gotta ask is like where where are you from? Give us a little bit of backstory on you.
Sure, sure. I was born and raised in Hawaii, the island of Oahu, and Hawaii is a state, by the way. So I was born and raised in a little city called Wahiwa. It's considered like, I'd say it's probably the most ghettoest side of the island itself. Yes, Hawaii does have a ghetto. Also after I was born and raised, I was like, what, 30 years ago? I am 30 years old. I attended the school, Lelahua High School. It was a pretty ghetto high school as well. And at the age of 19, I decided to go and join the military. And from there, that's where I really learned to find myself. I was stationed in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and ugh, it was a terrible, excruciating long 3 months of basic training. And then I went to school after that, and then I got out in 2017. I did one tour in Afghanistan, which I absolutely loved. I got the chance to meet different people, and I got to travel the world, which I'm so grateful for. Also, after I got out, I moved to Washington State. I went to school, and then I finished school, and I didn't like the weather there. So I moved to San Antonio, Texas, and now I'm here.
Do you like the weather in
Yeah.
San Antonio?
San Antonio. Yeah, we at San Antonio. I love the weather. It's a little hot right now, but um I guess I like the fact that it's always sunny here. So, yeah, the sun's always up here.
It's always
Yeah,
sunny. Shoot,
it's always sunny in
it's always
Texas.
sunny in Texas.
Yeah.
Shoot. Um, with that being said, first off, thank you for your service. And
Oh
I'm
yeah. No.
I'm assuming the branch is the Army, correct?
Army. Yes, I was in the army. I was a 42 Alpha,
Oh,
meaning that
no,
was a human resource specialist.
nice.
Yes, yes, darling.
Yeah, it's interesting. My father, he was in the Navy. He was a chef.
Mm.
Um,
Wow, that's
my
hard.
my uncle, he was in the Navy as well. He's retired from the Navy. He
Mm-hmm.
was a sonar technician, and my stepbrother was in the Marines,
Mm-hmm.
and I had an uncle that was in the Army as well. I forgot what my uncle did. I wish I remembered, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been so
That's
long.
cool.
Um, I I myself, my grandmother, she didn't want me to go into the military. If I ever did, she wanted me to go into the Navy. She was protective over me because she said
Oh,
Navy was safest. So there's that. Um, I didn't want to follow in my dad's footsteps. I wanted to do my own thing. So
uh-huh.
that's how I that's kind of how I got into like I found a love for wrestling. I found a love for music. I found a love
Yeah.
for acting because
Hmm.
I always wanted to be the center of attention because I was the smallest. I was always the smallest. I was the smallest in the
Yeah.
house. I was the
Oh.
smallest when I was in school, no matter which school I went to. So I didn't stand out. I was always the last person picked for everything. Like I was even the last person picked for basketball. They didn't even pick me. They actually picked me to be the referee.
They picked you to be the referee.
Yes,
I
to
was
be
like that too.
yeah. So basketball wasn't my thing, but I could play
Mhm.
every other sport. But
Um,
I just had an attraction for wrestling, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, Greco-Roman style, freestyle. I had a
mhm.
love for every type of wrestling that there was.
That's
And
what's up.
yeah.
Wrestling is a hard sport. I've seen some of the things that they do, and it's like it's probably harder than most sports, I think.
When it
Yeah.
comes to when it comes to pro wrestling, like they do a
Yeah.
lot of traveling. There's
Hmm.
there's a lot of wear and tear on their bodies.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
How long have you been doing wrestling for? If you don't mind me asking.
I was no, you're good. I wrestled for on and off about maybe 8 years or so.
Hmm.
I had to stop at some points because I was trying to go to school to Full Sail University. I didn't get a scholarship. I was trying out for WWE at one point. I
Hmm.
didn't. I got cut. Me,
Mm.
I was like this. I was like the last round of people cut when it came to it. I started wrestling around North Carolina, Maryland, and so
Okay.
forth, and here in Virginia.
Hmm.
And I ended up messing up. I had messed up my knee, and
Um,
then I messed up my hip. Then I messed up my back, and I just figured, you know what? Just let's just put this on ice for a while. Let's just do something else.
yeah. Yeah,
um,
sometimes yeah, resting, especially when it's strenuous on your body constantly, it's best to always, relax. Same. No, I feel you on that one.
so so back to you because of course this is my podcast, but this episode is for you. What are some of your favorite artists? It could be any artist, famous, not famous, or whichever.
As of right now, musically, I am in love with 21 Savage.
I noticed.
I've
I
been
noticed.
listening. I'm actually doing an art piece on him right now, but I like the way that he sounds, and I've listened to an interview of him. He's a lot more softer than I thought. Like, you know how like some artists portray themselves to be like super hard, but he actually talks about his feelings, and I like that. And other than like musically listening to other artists, I would say Leonardo da Vinci is a pretty good one. Michelangelo is a good one. But as of right now, I'm really into this one artist. He's on Instagram. Let me go pull up his name real quick.
Oh yeah, we gotta give him a shout out. Come on.
No, yeah, yeah. No, AZH is a good one. AZH, I don't know if you're seeing this, but he's a really good artist. I like his line work. I
Mm.
like people that I'm close to, like I've had interaction with, because I feel like it's more of a connection than anything in the world. Because Michelangelo, obviously everybody knows him, but did you have a connection with him though? That is the question. So, oh wait, AZH, where are you at? AZH. Okay, I can't find his I'm sorry guys, but I will leave the link below. Anyways, so yes, I adore his artwork. And um basically that's it so far.
It's
Yeah,
not bad.
yeah, yeah,
I love the fact that you actually mentioned that having a connection because most people
yeah.
they'll name some artists like some musicians or whatever and they'll be
Mhm.
like, "Oh yeah, I like this." Well, why do you like that person? Well,
Mhm.
because they sound good. You know, that's it. There's got there's got to be more to it. Like for me,
Yeah.
one of my favorite musicians is Raphael Steak from Tony. Um,
Oh.
a lot of his music, especially his solo work, I
Mhm.
like you said, found a connection. He
Yeah.
he grew up he had an interesting childhood, but his music, the lyrics that he writes, they're really soulful because he does
Mhm.
because Tony was R&B, but he does soul, which is a lot more meaningful. It's not really meant to just be
Yeah.
a party. It's meant to kind of tell a story. And the stories that
Yes.
he tells with his lyrics, and not only the stories with the lyrics, but the stories with the music itself, is amazing. He does incredible work, and he's worked with, like, he's produced, he's sung backing vocals, he's written for so many artists like Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Daz
Ooh.
Dillinger,
Oh
um,
my.
John Legend. There's
Oh,
some, yeah, there's some people's favorite artists he's worked with. Even
really?
yeah, even Erica Badu and Common. The song "Love of My Life" that was on this
I
um
love Common.
"Love
He's
of
so
My Life." That song, um, you know how I met her, we broke up and got back together. She needed cheddar, and I understood that. Looking for cheese that don't make her a hood rat. In fact, she a queen to me. Her life gleams to me. I love it when she sings to me. That song
Oh
he
yeah.
wrote. He actually wrote that with them.
Did he?
They actually won a Grammy for that.
Oh my goodness. See, it's the people that are in the backstage, like not in the front that I admire the most. The ones that are really doing the work.
Yes.
I love
So
it.
so what so what inspired you to get into art?
Honestly, ever since I was a kid, I've always been drawing. The first movie I've ever watched was, I believe, like Lion King and then Titanic. That was like way, way, way back in the early 90s. And
You about to say
my first
1900s?
1990s, yeah. So I actually, one of my first pieces that I could remember, my mom, she was like, who is that? Who are you drawing? And I'm like, Mom, it's Titanic. And it was Rose, when she asked Jack to draw her like one of her French girls. That was actually one of my first pieces. And she was like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, Filipino is bao. Bao meaning like the girl's vajayjay. And I drew it. And I was like, Mom, it's a bao. And she was like, oh my God. And so she kept that picture, and I was like, yeah, this is the one for me. This is my deal. I would always draw on like the encyclopedia, the dictionary, and I even draw. Don't count on me on this one, but I actually drew on the Bible once. So that's when I knew. I was like,
Oh.
I know. I was young. I was young. I didn't know any
Oh.
better. I didn't know any better, but yeah, I was always drawing like books and everything that I could get my hands on. Yeah.
Man, well, a lot of
Yeah.
people, I seen quite a few people, but like, I love that because
Mhm.
it's common. It doesn't seem like it's a big issue. So
Mhm.
I mean, look at you now. Look at where I got you. You're doing your
Right.
thing.
Thank you, Boo. I
Mhm.
appreciate you.
It's no problem.
Yeah, I never thought I would be like an artist, but I said to myself, you know what? I really want to find something that I love doing, and that was always art. And I never, although like there are some days where I have these commissions that are extremely complicated, but by the end of the day, I always love what I do, and I do not regret a single piece that I've done.
Mm, like that.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one.
I was actually gonna that was actually gonna lead that's actually leading into my next question. Like,
Yeah.
what are your favorite pieces that you've done?
Okay, so my favorite piece so far, I really like. I'm gonna actually show you 1 second. I have my iPad. I always
Sure.
have my iPad on hand just in case I were to draw. But this one, okay, so I just did this commission for a friend of mine, and Pablo, if you're watching this is actually, I'm really proud of this piece because I've never done a, what is this called? What kind of piece is this?
I
Uh
I've
I
completely
have no
forgot,
idea.
but I know what it's called.
Um
Uh
oh
I'm drawing a
snap.
blank.
It's okay, it's like JFK. I I uh I want you. I want you to serve. Hold on. We're gonna cut that, right? We're gonna
Propaganda,
cut propaganda. Propaganda.
propaganda,
That's right.
propaganda piece.
Propaganda.
And
Yes.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that
Yeah.
on your Facebook, and
Yeah.
I was actually on your stream on Twitch when you were working on it. I thought that was
Yeah.
amazing. I love it because it reminded me of
Mhm.
the it reminded me of, speaking of propaganda, it reminded me of that one art piece of was it Che Guevara? I'm not sure if you're
Oh
familiar.
yeah.
I'm not sure if you're familiar. It's like red and black. It kind
Oh,
of,
I love those kinds of artworks. Che Guevara?
I think that
Yes.
CHE.
Yes, I am familiar.
Yeah. I I really like that piece. You done I've seen some others that you done that I really, really, really liked. But that had to be the top of my list because like
Yeah.
the amount of time that you put into it, the detail, it
Mhm.
all shows.
Thank you, boo.
I,
Yeah, it took me a while. Actually, it took me two retries because the first one, it was the image itself, it was his picture just facing his way, like me and the camera. But he decided like, hey, can you redraw it? And so he changed the angle to this way, and it looks much better. And then that's when I decided I'm gonna mesh it in with something more propaganda like. And the red is obviously like what most propaganda art pieces are correlated with. So I said, okay, white and red. What would be best with his skin tone, white and red? So that's what I did. Yeah, Pablo, if you're watching this, shout
yeah,
out to you.
it's a great choice. And
Yeah.
I hope he's watching or listening
I hope
because
he's probably gonna troll me in the street.
he always he's a good troll. I'll say that.
Yeah, I
He's a
love
good
him
troll.
though. No, he's good people. He really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he keeps us all laughing in the chats.
I
Like
know. It's like Jesus.
like I seriously need to get him on too at some point.
You
Like
should. You
like
should.
man, I really love people. I love people with personalities. Like I said, it's one of the reasons why I got
Mm-hmm.
you on.
Oh, thank you, boy. You made me cry with that one comment when I was streaming. Like there was times where I felt like I was failing. Like I didn't think that although I have a very small amount of followers, I'm so grateful for the people that actually support me, because it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's the quality of the followers that you have. So I keep that dearest, and I take care of it as much as I
Yes.
can. Yeah.
Yes. And I certainly agree with you on that. I
Hmm.
I started off with Twitch. I did it as kind of like fun, and
Hmm.
I really I think I started like maybe 2 years ago
Hmm.
when the pandemic started. I started a lot of things. I did my
Mm.
podcast before the pandemic, but when I started Twitch, I didn't have the goal of going affiliate. I just wanted to just do something, have fun because I was already streaming on YouTube,
Hell
and
yeah.
my YouTube stuff wasn't really cutting it. But everybody was telling me about Twitch, so I got on there, and I every so often like I'll get like maybe 5 or 6 people,
Hmm.
but that's about it. And
Yes.
I'm not so worried about it because I'm more so focused on me being me doing my own thing and just having a good time.
Oh, that's what's up. I
Yeah.
love it. I love that you've come up with the idea, because it's not easy putting your art or your podcast out there. So
Mhm.
that's amazing.
Yeah. All right. So, what would I want to do right now is just take a quick break, and
Sure, sure, sure.
we're gonna be right back.
Okay, boom. I got you.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Man, I'm bored. Me too. Let's do something. Yeah! Ah! We'll play some football! We'll some football! cow. I don't think I can go on anymore. Oh, man, I know what you mean. I think I might have a heart attack. Oh, I am burning up. I'm burning.
Hey, kids.
Who the hell's that?
Hey, you guys. Go over here.
If you're thirsty and out of energy, there's only one drink that can satisfy your needs. Methade.
Yeah! Awesome!
Methade. Is it in your bloodstream?
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, so we are back. Thanks for the
Hello.
had a quick break, and I want to get back to the questions that I had laid out for you. I want to make sure that because I want to make sure I hit every point because some of these questions are people who listen to my podcast that are kind of curious. So one of the things that I personally want to know is like, what are some of your goals with your artwork in, say, the next 5 years or so?
I definitely want to start my own business where I can have prints, like t-shirts. For example, I want to be able to have my own machine. So that way, all I have to do is print it and then ship it out to the customer. Also, I wanted to have like some kind of business where there's like cups and enamel pins. I even want my own shop, but that's just getting a little too far myself. But that's just something that I've always wanted to do. I feel like it's so fun to create things. And what else do I want to do? What else? I want to be able to sell my own prints as well, like already printed out artwork. And then if they wanted a frame, then I could add on the frame and then ship it out to their address as well. So things like that, that's have been always on my mind. I want to do that. But Twitch has been something that I've been trying to build a platform on. So that way it's like, okay, maybe a few years down the line, like, oh, okay, we know Michelle because she's been a Twitch streamer. So let's go. We trust her artwork. We trust her. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
It's like you build a rapport with them.
Yes.
You have this community of people that have seen your work, seen you do your work, and enjoy it and enjoy you as a person. And then somewhere down the line, when you start to get your business, they're like, oh yeah, I remember I watched her on Twitch. She's really good. You guys should try her. And then
Yeah.
and then word of mouth. That's one of the best things. Word of mouth is very powerful. You
It
can
is.
you can get so much business and so many things going. What are some of the steps that you have taken to try and get to that goal, or what would you like, how would you like to start beyond Twitch?
I would like to, well, I've already started all of these social media platforms. I have a Twitter. I just started my Twitter, my new Instagram. Also, I have a YouTube channel and
I saw you had a
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I just created my TikTok just a few days ago. Although I didn't really want, I mean, I didn't really want to create a TikTok, but I felt like that was the best way to kind of promote my artwork. So I did create one. Um, and I want to grow from that. I want to keep creating content, and that way people will be like, oh, who we need an artist. Oh, Michelle, we got Michelle here. So that's basically what I want. I also want to grow my YouTube channel as well. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and follow me on YouTube.
All right. So provide me the link, and what I'll do is I'll actually put it in the description below this video, or below, or in the description of this podcast. I'll have the link to
Mm-hmm.
all your stuff. Do you have like a link tree and everything, right? That
Yes.
then I'll take that, and we can just run with that. I'll even subscribe to your YouTube channel myself.
Okay.
I have some of my gaming streams and stuff up there.
Oh, wow. Yes, let's definitely get on that. I would love to see your gaming streams. That would be so much
um,
fun.
I'm actually going to take some of my stuff from Twitch and put it on YouTube.
Hmm.
Eventually. I just been kind of I've just been so focused on Twitch itself and
Hmm.
all these other things that I'm doing. Like I just didn't take the time to actually extract the videos from Twitch and edit them and put them on and put them
It's a
on
grind.
YouTube. Yeah,
It's a grind. Yeah.
yeah, it's a grind to get to the affiliate status, at least for me anyway, because I've been doing this for so long with
Hmm.
not being my goal. So
Hmm.
when that happened, I kind of started downhill in a sense. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, so it's a lot more difficult when you are trying to climb up. So with you were a lot more fresher when you come in, and you immediately were able to go ahead and get to that. Well, not immediately, but you're able to get to it a lot faster. So I should have did that. I should have went in
Yeah.
with that in mind.
No, I mean, it's not easy. It was not easy when I first started the Twitch channel. I knew about the affiliate program, and I said, look, okay, so the requirements is three viewers per stream, and then
Mhm.
like a certain amount of texters and whatnot, and then what else, how many hours you stream.
Yep.
So I made sure that I executed the crap out of that. I was like, okay, so I need to pull in people, I need to go and talk to people. How can I relate to these people? What content can I bring in? Okay, my artwork, this is what I can bring into their lives, and I could inspire people. So
Mhm.
a lot of thought has come into place, but it's a grind, and I know that you can do it for sure, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I support you.
Yeah. Some of the people from your stream actually came through and support me every so often, and
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that. That's exactly what I'm
Mhm.
talking about when it comes to your stream and the
Yeah.
people that you have there. You actually bring in and make a community, and
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like it seems like it's effortless. You make it seem effortless the way that it's done, because we are all entertained by you when you're talking about your artwork, or you're talking about just things going on in general, the topics that you
Aw.
bring up, and the people that are a part of this community, they are very supportive of each other. They always we're always talking with each other, chatting with each other, chatting with you. It feels
Mhm.
like it feels like it feels like a small little get together every so often.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I feel like being positive and not putting others down, and always being uplifting. If anybody has an issue, like, you can always feel free. Like, the freedom to be yourself is always important in my eyes, because without that, you're not as welcoming to someone. So, like, I think of myself as like one of your favorite stores, for example. Like, if I walk into a PacSun, of course I'm going to want somebody to greet me and show me around, like, okay, what's the best deals going on right now, like, and what's the new outfits that just came in, like, stuff like that. Like, what would you want in a
Right.
stream? Yeah.
Yeah. and it's phenomenal because one of the things that I pride myself on is the fact that I am very open. I like to
Mhm.
sing and just have a good time and interact with the people that come in.
And you do
And
have a beautiful voice.
thank you. I think it's okay. It's a little rusty, but um, but I I love the fact that you are very similar to me. That you're very open. Um, you wear your heart in your sleeve, and you're you're very caring. Like you
Hmm.
really show that you're very genuine, and you don't get that a lot. A lot of people manufacture this stuff, and
Yeah.
and like with and like with me, and I'm pretty sure with a lot of people, when they come on here and they see that type of stuff where people are acting fake happy
Mhm.
and fake stuff, we can see right through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
one of the other questions, somebody did ask me. I'm trying to pull it up real quick. If
No, no
um,
worries, no worries.
um, they wanted to know like what are some tips and advice that you can provide to somebody who is trying to do what you're
Art.
doing. Yes.
One important tip that I have stuck with by my side throughout my whole entire art career: draw every single day. Regardless of if you're tired or not, just always bust out a pen and paper, or if you have an iPad or like a stylus or a Wacom, even if it's just for like 30 minutes, just draw anything that you think is on your mind. Like there are few times where I didn't even draw, I actually just journaled. Like I feel like there's some kind of muscle memory to writing. And so like the more you draw, the more fluent your lines become. And the more you draw, the more in tune with your art will be. And I felt like I kept practicing coloring and shading. And although in the beginning it was really rusty, the more I did it, the better I got. So that's one of the best advice is to draw every single day. Second, I if you don't have the money or the funds to get an iPad or like a Wacom, just work with what you have. I started off with basic pen and pencil and paper. And so just work with what you have and save up. So right now my computer is not all the greatest, but I
Oh
try to
yeah,
make
we
it
know.
yeah, I try to make it the best the best with what I have. So work with what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ever
that's what I
seen the
got.
movies Players? You ever seen the movie Players Club?
Players Club?
Yeah.
I've heard of that, but I've never watched it. I think I might put
Oh,
that on.
okay.
Players Club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you get a chance, check that movie out. Well,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
1998.
yeah. Do it.
Oh, with Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Do what
I
you
did watch
can
that
till you get
movie.
what you want.
Yes, yes. It's really good. Oh my God, that the one blonde female, she's such a trifling
Oh
woman.
man, that fight
Mhm.
at the end was satisfying.
I know, right? I freaking loved it. But she totally deserved what she got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Um,
but
there was a I know that was just kind of out of nowhere, but like it was a quote. It was the quote from the movie that reminded me. Um,
work
you
with what
know,
you got.
yeah, do what you can until you can get what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Always.
work
Always.
what you got. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this is the whole thing that was we were talking about before about connections, connecting with people, and what you were saying how when it comes to art, how draw every day, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
tired or not. That is exactly how I am when it comes to singing.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I sing every single day,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be my songs or the song I hear on the radio, or just a song that's stuck in my head. I warm up my voice in the morning time. I do that anyway because, believe it or not, my voice is really, really deep. So I
Mm-hmm.
always lighten it whenever I do anything. When I talk on my podcast, when
Mm-hmm.
I'm at work, because at work I have to be on the camera from time to time and actually talking with people from time to time. We communicate through Microsoft Teams. but
Oh.
I warm up my voice because my voice is real deep in the morning time, and I sound like a grandfather almost. I thank you for calling CBS Caremark. My name is James.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, like so I lighten up my voice so when I sing or whenever, because people say that it's hard to hear me, my voice is way too deep. Some people like it,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to be professional, so like yeah.
Yeah,
um
yeah,
yeah, so I sing every day and I I just feel like I get better each time.
yeah. It's
So
always a practice, and like there's certain steps that you need to do. Like even before, it's important to like like do these like warm-ups, and then even with your throat, like you have to take specific like honey and like hot water, lemon, all those kinds of things that prep for your throat. So no, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then also when it comes to singing, dieting as well, because
Dieting.
because you gotta be careful of what you eat the night before, like
Yeah.
anything that's really heavy or
Hmm.
a lot of sugar
Hmm.
will fill up your diaphragm and you can't really control as much.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I like when it comes to
I
art.
would love to see. I would love to see more of your music
Oh,
and your
definitely.
voice. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get it.
Yes.
You had an idea of having artists from different genres, different styles,
Mhm.
from
Yes.
people who are do hand drawn art, people who do photography, people who do music, people who do
Yeah.
film, and have us all in a episode of my podcast. I think
Yeah.
that's a tremendous idea. So, if you're down to be one of those artists, I
Of
would love to
course.
have you back.
Yes, that would be great. So we were just thinking about doing a podcast with different types of artists. I have a few in mind. I definitely want to get another female involved, and we can have like a host and you can ask us questions and have like a multiple group chat where we could all talk about it and we can go in turns. So just I mean, if this would be great for this channel. So if you'd like, you guys can stick with us and we'll be able to move forward with it. So
Oh
I'm
yes,
excited
definitely.
for it.
Oh, same here. I feel like this is the first step in something big for
Yeah.
you, for me, for all of us. And this is the microphone, one of the microphones that I
Yeah.
got. Yeah, it connects. I
Oh,
can
for
connect.
singing.
Yeah, I can connect to my phone. When I meet people in person, I can have this one and the other one, and I could do like an episode of my podcast on it.
Okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Sounds good. I
Right.
mean, your microphone right now is dope. I wish I had that set up.
It's awesome. I have this. I think I have the same one. That's a blue microphone, right?
Yeah,
The
the
brand.
blue
Oh yeah.
snowball.
Oh yeah. Snowball. Thank you.
Hmm.
I had one of those. I got one of those as well. Like I said, I got microphones everywhere. But
Yeah.
um, what I want to do, one of the last things, I got
Yes.
two more things. Well, maybe three.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
what is some advice that you would give somebody that is that is in art, that is doing what you're doing, struggling, questioning themselves? What type of advice would you provide them?
Oh man. Um, one type of advice I would give is there's going to be days where you will doubt yourself, that you will feel like I'm not good enough and my art will never be seen. And I think that reaching out towards that little light inside of you to never give up, even if that self doubt is telling you that you're not good enough, that you're never going to make it, I'd say just keep going. And as long as you're passionate and your heart is truly into the art, then I think good things will come. So just keep going, even though you feel like you won't. So you will. You will. So
All right.
that's what I got from it.
All right. Um, next thing, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode, this very
Yes.
special episode.
Uh,
One of the things that I gotta ask is, where can everybody find you and your work?
You can find me on my Instagram. I have two Instagrams. I have one for my cat and one for myself, but it's Michelle underscore illustrate. And then you can find me on Twitch, Michelle underscore bear, BEXAR, not BEAR. The X is silent, by the way. Yes.
Oh, so I've
Yeah,
been
no, no.
pronouncing it wrong.
Yes,
Mich-
and I'll also give you the links to my link tree. It's kind of um complex, but for my link tree it's Michelle Illustrate. But you'll be able to put the links below
All right.
and you'll find it there.
And you guys, I want to thank you all for joining us. This has
Aw.
been just a tremendous episode. I feel like we can go on and on even longer than this, but time.
Yeah,
Time.
yeah, we got
No,
time.
no time to save the world. Where in the world? It's all the time.
Okay, I
but
see you.
but you guys can always find me. You guys know where to find me. I am on just about every platform where you can find your podcast. I'm on Stitcher. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Google Podcast. I'm on iTunes. Pretty much everywhere. If you got a subscription to one of those, or if you're signed on to one of those, you can find me. You
Mhm.
guys find me on Instagram and Twitter under the same username, that is at Myles J. That's MYLESJAI. I am
Miles.
on I am on Twitch under the same name,
Okay,
MYLESJAI.
I see you.
Yeah, I'm making a brand. Making a brand.
Yes, yes.
If you guys have PlayStation Network, if you got PlayStation, Miles J, Miles hyphen J. There we go.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
one last thing. I usually do like a little bit of soundbite.
Okay.
Um, so I want you to let people know your name and the name of the podcast that they listen to is Four Corners Podcast.
This is Michelle. Welcome to the Four Corners Entertainment.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I want you guys to be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, when money talks, people listen. Until next time.